What is standing in the way of you guys, like, officially filing for divorce?
That's a good question. I only have room for people who are my true friends right now.
Kyle, welcome to Nightcap. I am so excited to have you here.
Thank you. I love the cozy new setup.
Isn't this fun?
It is. I like it.
It's fun. It's just like we're girls chatting, having
that's what we're
fun,
doing.
and it's just like we're gonna have a good time because season 14 is coming up.
And what screams a good time more than season 14 of Housewives?
I mean, as a fan, I'm so excited for Real Housewives of Beverly Hills to be back because it is my favorite.
Thank you.
It looks like you guys delivered hardcore this season.
Well, I always say when it's a bad season for us, it's a good season for the audience.
Okay, so was it a bad season for
Yes.
you? Really?
Well, in the sense that it was a difficult season. I think you can see that from the episode or the trailer for the season. So I was struggling personally, and I know that I don't think anybody was like, oh, this is easy breezy. Maybe a couple of them.
You had a difficult season last season as well, and we talked, and you said, you know, I don't know if I'm going to come back.
Yes.
What made you come back then?
I did not know until the very, very last minute. What ultimately made me come back was two different things, actually. One, the crew. They're like family production, you know. They really are a family to me. And honestly, there were so many changes going on in my life. And Mauricio had moved out, and Alexia had moved out. And it felt like it would be another loss. You know, like all those people that come with that and the busyness of the day-to-day, that this keeps you busy all the time. And I thought, what's it going to be like? My house feels quiet and still, and then my life is going to feel quiet and still. I didn't know if that would be worse or better. I didn't want to take the chance.
I get that. I fully get that. Now, last season, a lot of fans kind of came at you, but they were critical about the way that you were keeping things private. Going into this season, did you change your mindset at all of like, okay, I'm going to be open more about this and be private about that? Like, how did you navigate that going into season 14?
Well, I'm always open. So it wasn't about me necessarily, you know. At the time in our marriage, we were going through our issues, and it was Mauricio who wasn't comfortable sharing that yet. So sometimes my hands are sort of tied when, you know, it involves other people. You know, I'm happy to speak about myself, but I can only speak to my life and my experiences, and, you know, that kind of puts you in a position sometimes. So, but yes, this season, I was as upfront and honest about myself and what I'm going through and my journey, whatever you want to call it, as I possibly can be.
Andy recently said that we are going to see a different side of you. Do you think that's what he meant?
Yes, I think that part of it, and just what I'm going through in my life. You know, I've been a married woman the majority of my life. And, you know, my house is full with 4 kids and a husband and 6 dogs. And, you know, there's like games on and people coming over and parties. And all of a sudden that changed, and it felt like overnight. So, you know, my life is very different. I have 2 daughters living at home now with me, and they're busy all the time. Portia drives, Sophia works. And they all, you know, they have a schedule. Portia said to me the other day, I have errands to do. And I was like, oh, you do errands now?
Oh, okay.
Errands?
We're at that point now.
Errands? Like, can you do something for me? So, you know, there's a lot of times I'm home alone. And, you know, that's something that I don't know if I've ever experienced.
That also must be hard, right?
Yes.
Of course it's different, but I would imagine, like you're just saying, you've never experienced this before.
Well, I hadn't experienced that. And, you know, people are like, oh, your whole identity is not just being a wife and a mom. I'm like, kind of was.
Right.
And all of a sudden I'm like, yes, I know I do many things. I wear many hats, as most women do. But a big part of who I feel I am kind of felt like it was taken from me almost. So it just felt very strange, and it's a new role for me. You know, I'm adjusting now, but, you know, the cameras were up and running when it was just all sort of happening.
Also could be a little exciting, though, at the same time.
That's what people say to me. That is the upside. Yes, people do say that to me. And I'm like, you're right. I wasn't there yet.
Yes.
I'm getting there.
Okay. As long as you're getting there. Yeah. And I think as fans, we want you to get there, but, like, it's your journey. Like, fully your journey. I know, obviously, you just brought up Mauricio. That's going to be a storyline again this season. Mm-hmm. Where do you guys stand right now? Like, what is the update on the two of you?
You know, we are very good friends. We love each other. We are family. We support each other. We want the best for each other. He comes over for dinner. I ask him advice on business stuff, and he says, I'm proud of you. I love that you're thinking like this. You know, we have a great relationship, and we had a great marriage for a long time, and now we have this great friendship, and we know that we are family no matter what, and it's really important to us that our daughters always feel that, and they definitely do.
Then what is standing in the way of you guys, like, officially filing for divorce?
That's a good question.
Okay.
I don't have an answer for it, though. It just hasn't felt like any pressing reason to. Mm-hmm. And it just, I don't know, feels big and dramatic. I don't know. I wish I had a better answer, because I actually don't. But it's just sort of like, I don't know. He moved out, and he does his thing, I do my thing, and it just hasn't even...
Is there a part of you that just doesn't want to fully close that chapter?
I think that it's scary to do that, I guess. If I were to analyze this, it's just kind of scary. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, I don't know what his... You know, I don't know.
Okay.
I think I need a psychologist.
I know, I'm not the woman for this at all. I was like, so Kyle, what are you feeling?
All I can think is it really hasn't felt like, oh, we have to. And, you know, we have a big life. It's like, you know, we have, you know, a big family together. We have homes, you know.
But there's no part of you that thinks the two of you will get back together, and that's the reason why.
We don't talk about any of that. We just sort of, you know.
Day by day.
I think it's like, okay, we're not together, but we don't want anything else to change.
Got it.
Like, I'm not selling our homes, and he doesn't want to sell our homes, and we're just like, okay, just you live your life, I live mine, and that's it.
Well, Kathy recently said that you are taking your time dating. Is that a fair statement, Ben?
She's so funny. She'll say things, and I'm like, you need to ask me these things first before you start talking. I'm like, yeah.
You're like, thank you so much, Kathy.
Yeah, like she said one time that I was really upset about something. I'm like, people are thinking I'm like crying about, you know, Mo, the pictures of Mo. I'm like, he's allowed to do what he wants. It was a little jarring to see, but he's allowed to do whatever he wants, just like I'm allowed to do whatever I want.
Right.
But she always means well. You know, I'm like, people ask me all the time, am I on dating apps? No, you will not find me on a dating app ever. And people try to set me up with people, and I decline.
Okay.
And so, yeah, I think that, you know, I don't need to be splattering that all over anyway,
As we were talking about the journey of you now living, the different dynamic at home, it's the same thing with dating. It's on your time.
You know what? And it's on my time, and I share a lot of my life on reality television, and when there's something I can share, and I will.
Okay, we'll leave it at that then.
Yeah.
Speaking of Kathy, she is back. I am so excited to have her back and just have the pranks, the quirkiness. How was it having your sister this time?
It was great. It was great to have her support. You know, she's been very supportive with everything I've been going through, and she does make me laugh. And one of the funniest things about her is her trying to get me to laugh, and then how she laughs because she loves to watch me laugh. So it was contagious. And then she would tell things to Jennifer Tilly that were like inside jokes from when we were little. And Jennifer, because she's such a good actress, I mean, she is Oscar-nominated actress, she would say things like, Kyle, how was, and she would like bring up like my agent from when I was 5 years old, who was like 100 years old back then. And I'm like, what? And she would do this to make me laugh. And then Kathy would die laughing. Nobody knew what was funny except Kathy. I'm like, I'm glad you're entertaining yourself while we're like, you know, shooting over here.
And this is why we love Kathy, though. And this is why I'm glad to have Kathy back. But obviously, the last time she was on, it wasn't great for the two of you.
No.
Did it go better this season?
Much better.
Okay, good.
Much better.
Okay, good.
I was scared.
Yeah.
Because when she came on last time, I thought to myself, okay, well, we had our issues over the years, but it's going to be different now. We never want to get to that place again. And then Aspen happened and everything that followed. So I was scared, but I genuinely, and I don't think I'm not even saying this, I believe that neither one of us ever want to go there again. So, knock on wood. Yeah.
There's a lot of wood around. We can knock on wood.
Yeah.
It is interesting to see because it looks like she is friendly with Dorit this season. And obviously we know the two of you are not, at least first episode, not in a good place after that reunion. Is that weird for you at all?
This always comes up. It came up last year with Sutton and me. I'm not somebody in my life ever that says, I don't want you speaking to this person because we're not getting along. I mean, I would never do that. I'm totally fine with them being friends. I don't want, them to say bad things about you. I'm bad with my sister. I am kind of like, well, do you feel comfortable talking, poorly about me to my sister?
Shit.
Right. But no. So there was times where Kathy would try to be so in the middle that it would get a little frustrating. And I would say, you need to, see and understand that's annoying. You would want me to, support you too.
Right.
So, but then being friends doesn't bother me.
Well, we got to talk about what went down with you and Dorit. Your side of things. Why are the two of you in the place that you are going into this season?
Well, the clip they show about what bothered me wasn't explaining what happened.
Okay.
So when I saw that, I was like, there was more to the story.
Well, you got a mic, so.
Well, it was a number of things that actually happened at BravoCon. There's actually 3 different things that happened at BravoCon. And something on Watch What Happens Live that she said that I didn't like. So it was just like boom, 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 boom. The 4th and smallest thing was really what they showed the clip of. And it was so, small that I was like, well, that looks like I have no reason to be upset. Great. But, that's how it goes in my world. So hopefully they're going to show more of it later.
Got it.
But it was... one of the things was that, someone had asked me something about my husband at BravoCon, and I started to choke up because I was going through a really hard time at that time. And it was embarrassing. I am an emotional person, and I was going through my separation. And she made some comment like, oh, she just doesn't really care. She just turns it on for whatever. And that really bothered me because if you know me, you know how I feel, and you know I'm an emotional person, and you know I'm struggling. So how good of a friend can you be to me if you not only think that, but would say that? So that really bothered me. And then I got upset because someone said something about Teddi Mellencamp when I was asked a question at BravoCon, and I defended Teddi, and then Erica spoke up and defended Teddi, and Dorit's good with friends with her too, so I looked at her, and Dorit was sort of like, and I thought, okay, well now you're showing me more of your character here by not sticking up for our friend here in front of 7,000 people. So anyway, it was just a number of things, and I was just at a point in my life I thought I only have room for people who are my true friends right now.
I get it. You don't have time for that energy. But we go into the season, we find out her and PK are getting a separation. How did you navigate that? Because you have been dear friends with them before this. It was the 4 of you guys hanging out. That must have been a tough thing.
It was because, it wasn't. It wasn't until it became an issue. And then it was like, okay, well, that's a no-brainer. I don't need to... I'm a girl's girl. Yeah. So obviously I would always, stick with my female friends through anything like that. However, Dorit and I were in this weird place, and anytime Dorit and I have had issues in the past, PK and I have always maintained our, as she would say, our brother-sister, banter and friendship and just sending each other funny memes and stuff. So that sort of just continued. And then that became a thing, and I was like, oh gosh, Dorit wasn't even talking to me. I'm just looking at memes, and next thing I know, I'm like...
Oh, no.
I don't know what. It just became this big blown up thing, and I was like, I can't with this. I can't. I just don't have it in me right now.
Yeah.
I don't have it in me to... I'm like, I know my character. You know who I am. Please don't try to make something out of nothing.
Yeah. Were you shocked about the separation?
I wasn't shocked, but I was surprised. Does that make sense? Like, she had shared with us that they had been having issues.
Yeah.
So that part didn't surprise me. But what did was just like the announcement on Instagram.
Yeah.
And because we had not been speaking at that point, you know, normally you'd hear like, well, I'm going to post something, whatever. So then it was just like, oh, whoa, they're actually doing this.
Right.
And I wasn't getting the full backstory from, you know, him or my husband because, you know, Mo and PK, Mo wasn't living there and he's best friends with PK, but I wasn't getting the inside scoop when Mo would come home from dinners from PK. Yeah. So I was like, I was
you didn't know what was
loop.
going on. Right. Do you ever worry because you were very close with Dorit at a time and she was very close with you that she would spill things, you know? Like, I don't know if she would worry about that or you would worry about that.
I can't live my life thinking like that, you know? I mean, do I think she's that kind of person? No, I don't. Although she did read my text at the reunion, which really threw me. But I don't think she would do anything that she thought would, oh, this would hurt, you know? And she knows I wouldn't do that.
Okay.
So if I were to live my life like that, I just couldn't, I couldn't function. I have to be able to be honest and free. And if someone screws me over, that's on them. They're going to have to live with themselves.
Do you think there's hope for your friendship? Obviously, we have a whole season, and I'm sure we're going to see the ups and downs, but...
I think there's always hope.
Yeah.
You know, if you care about somebody and it was genuine, you can always make it back, I believe.
I just have to say it's kind of ironic that we're on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and everyone is single, except your sister, who is a friend of. But
can you believe?
Like, what?
I know. I told my friends, I'm like, guys, hold on to your man. This is contagious. It is going around.
Something is in the water in Beverly Hills.
Something is in the water. I am telling you. We've all like talked about like what actually is happening. Even Teddi Mellencamp. Now it's like, my gosh. I mean, this is the first time ever that the cast of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills are actually single. No.
You just said Teddi. How are you supporting her through that? Because obviously, as a fan, that was a shock for me when she posted. I was like, wait, where is this coming from?
Well, that one I knew was coming. Yeah. So just being there, like, you know, checking in daily. Are you okay? You know, come over. My house is open to you 24/7. Yeah. I'm here to talk, you know, whether it's a hike or whatever, you know, that's how we like to do our things. Go to hike or a hot yoga and eat breakfast after and
just
cry
be friends,
and all that normal girl stuff.
All the normal girl things. That is what makes girlhood girlhood.
Exactly.
Which I love that you're here for her because I'm sure that is...
Well, she's been there for me too, so...
I do want to talk, besides the drama, are we going to have fun this season? I know you said it was hard, but I would imagine we're still going to have fun.
No, there is fun too and laughter, I have to say. There may have been a scene where 4 of us may have laughed so hard we peed our pants.
Oh, okay. But that is what I love in Housewives. Like, when it's just so stupid and silly.
It was literally like one and the next, and it was like boom, 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 boom. Like, it was like, this is really a bad situation.
I would imagine, like, is Erica involved in that?
Yes. Erica, Dorit, Garcelle.
Okay.
And myself.
No, that's why I love Housewives.
We was laughing that hard that we were just like, I don't know. It was not good, guys. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, I can't wait to see that. How do we like the new housewife?
She's great. Yeah. I mean, obviously, we have our moments here and there, but I think she's a great addition. She brings a lot to the table. I think the audience is going to like her a lot.
She seems like a badass.
She is a badass, and she's bigger than life, and she's just so extra, but she's fair. Like, you know, when we've had issues, she's fair. She's not like, you know, she'll listen and like processes, and, you know, I've thought about what you said, and I really respect her for that. So, I think she's a great addition. And Jennifer Tilly is a great addition as well.
On. She's so cool.
She just, every time she shows up, we're just like, she's just like this big, like, ball of sunshine walking in with her clothes and her jewelry, which is unbelievable, over the top. That woman, the most gorgeous stuff I've ever seen.
Kyle, one last thing. How would you describe the season in one word?
Oh my gosh, how would I describe this season in one word? Is tumultuous too much?
Oh, I did not know you were going to go there.
I mean,
I guess maybe because we were just talking about peeing in our pants.
I can't say emotional, even though I know. Well, I mean, I'm trying to think of a word I haven't used over the 14 years. It's a roller coaster of emotions.
Yeah.
Sometimes you hear that.
It's like the same word every season.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know if that's the right word. It was definitely, it's just a merry-go-round, I gotta tell you.
Okay, we can go with that, merry-go-round.
A merry-go-round. I do, instead of a roller coaster, I did a merry-go-round.
That's a new word. It's new. Yeah,
it was like you'd fix things, then come back and get worse again, and one step forward, two steps back.
Okay, well, we can't wait to see. Even though I'm sorry that I'm like, we can't wait to see because I know that you just said also tumultuous, but
it's okay. It's okay. Well, you know what? I survived.
You survived. You're here. You are a
survivor.
survivor. You came back for the season. You're going to come back again next season because that's who you are. Because you are now the longest running housewife.
Well, what can I tell you? I'm
either
really strong or just really stupid.
Let's go with strong. We're going to go with strong.
I'm going to go with strong.
We're going with strong.